Follow us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to LongTalk.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to LongTalk once again. We are so happy on this Tuesday evening to be here with you, and always a joy, always a privilege it is that when we have time to come together and you create and make time for us to come to you wherever you are. And we are so excited to have this opportunity to come and share another meaningful dialogue and a meaningful discussion with you here on LongTalk on this Tuesday evening. Listen, I pray and trust you've gotten off to a winning week and that your Tuesday has been terrific. And I know that it has been for me, so I pray and I hope that it has been the same for you and yours. And as always, perhaps I need you, if you are watching for the first time, or as always, for those that are returning guests, please take just a moment and go and follow us. You can follow us here on Facebook by liking and sharing, and perhaps even starting a watch party for tonight's meaningful discussion. Also, go to Instagram, follow us there, and go to Twitter. We're always engaged in our Twitter community. And then lastly, on YouTube, if you will, tonight, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscription button and that notification bell. We wish to continue engaging our YouTube audience and YouTube community and staying engaged with you. So please, on all of these platforms, just search out for Daunta Long so that you can stay actively engaged with all things LongTalk and Daunta Long. All right. All right. Thank you again so much. And I appreciate you taking the time. Listen, I've got one housekeeping item that I need to share with you, the watching and listening audience tonight. And that is we are closely coming to the deadline. And somebody said, oh, my God, here he is again, a broken record. And so, yes. Voter registration deadline. Voter registration deadline. Voter registration deadline. I am the broken record to let you know tonight that you need to get everyone that you know, everybody that you know. Even last night, I was up into the wee hours talking to my nephew, making sure that he, his girlfriend, and all of their friends, because they have just recently turned 18. I want to make sure. I told him, get on Instagram and let's just start talking to all of your friends and let's get them registered to vote if they're not registered to vote. And I need for you to do the same thing because the deadline is coming up, which is Monday, October the 5th. So please, I urge you, let's get all of our family members, all of our friends, all of our neighbors, all of our co-workers, everybody that we have influence with, and make sure that they are registered to vote. Because again, the very last day to do that is on Monday, October the 5th. All right. All right. Well, listen, tonight we've got meaningful dialogue. We've got a young lady with us that is an intellectual, a professor, but most of all, a author. She is a wonderful young lady that I've known for nearly 2 decades. She has been a beautiful ray of sunshine that we affectionately call her, but she has penned a book that really speaks to helping individuals understand their worth and their significance. And she has penned just a wonderful book. And tonight we're going to discuss it. But I want you, my LongTalk audience, to please help me welcome my longtime friend and sister, Miss Natarielle Powell. Miss Natarielle Powell, how are you this evening?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you as always, and just happy that you're here with us tonight. And we appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk to us. Trust all is going well for you.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. And I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. And thank you very much for having me also. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
listen, Natarielle, I'm just delighted that you took the time to come on and share and talk about some of the wonderful things that you are doing and the penning of this book and many other books that you have penned. Just very quickly, take a moment and just help our audience understand exactly who is Miss Natarielle Powell.
Well, I wear a lot of different hats. I am an author by trade, but I'm also mommy to an amazing, wonderful little 5-year-old who will soon be six. Uh, Six going on 60. You know all about that. I know you know all about that. But anywho, I my moniker is Natarielle the Book Doctor. So I help creators write, publish, and market books. So in addition to the books that I help other people write, publish, and market, I also have a slew of books of my own. And so the most recent one is a second edition of Diamonds in My Own Backyard. This is my baby, y'all. That's right. I got it right here. This is my baby. I love it because it's of all of the books that I've written, this is the one that seems to resonate the most with people, and it is
Hmm.
the one that is it transcends age, it transcends race. It is a book that so many people can identify with and grow from. So that's the reason, why I wrote it. So I really, really, really appreciate that part. But it's all about using your diamonds. I call them diamonds. They are your innate gifts and talents. Those things that you've been blessed with that you do uniquely, like nobody else does it. Those are your diamonds. And so the book is all about using the diamonds in your own backyard. Those
Mm.
gifts and talents that you have, not going after something that someone else has, staying in your lane, using your own diamonds, and working to discover, cultivate, and polish them so that they can shine. Yeah.
Okay, great, great, great. I I'm just happy that you have taken the time to do that because so many of us are just not ever satisfied with where we are. We are always aspiring to obtain something else or something else that someone else has, right?
Yes.
And what you have really keyed in on is the ability to help all of us discover within.
Yes, definitely. That is exactly it. It's exactly using what you already have instead of going out to get some extra. Additional education is wonderful, honing your craft is wonderful, but start with what you have and where you are.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Well, I'm excited that you have helped so many others, dozens of individuals write books, and but you took the time to really focus in on helping individuals again discover that is within. And I know that this book it has already blessed me and blessed so many others that have had a chance to review it and read it because it's really that eye-opening dialogue that we see inside the book that helps us realize the, again, as you said earlier, what is unique and what
Yeah.
is distinctly different about us. And
Yeah.
as you said, this is innate. This is something that we were born with. And so
Exactly.
many times, you and I have been ashamed of maybe the way that we speak, the way that we look, the
Yes.
way that we act, our humor, our compassion, our athletic ability, or whatever it is that we have. And because we've been so desperate to try to become just like Natarielle, um, I want to be like you because you really have a gift to help others write books, right? Uh, but
Oh,
to, but to be honest, I can really bake cakes, right? But I
okay.
wa-
Okay.
but I don't want to bake cakes. I want to help others write books because I see you doing it. I see you making money off of it, right?
I see what I got you. I see where you're going. I got you. Let me tell you a little story. What you're saying is so interesting, and it is so true, because that's something that I struggled with and had to overcome. I have a list, and so I talk with my tongue. And I would always say, "Oh, I don't want to really talk too much. I don't want to do a video where you can see me because I want to talk with my tongue." And it took a while to just say, "Listen, that's your tongue. This is the mouth that you have been given. This is a result of you sucking your thumb. Keep moving and go ahead and do what you need to do and do what you're supposed to do, because
Yeah.
clearly it's in you to speak, it's in you to convey messages to other people. Go ahead and do that." Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you this quick story. So there's a story in the book that I tell, and it's one that I got from someone who gave me the CD that kind of started everything. So it was like a crazy place, and I heard this CD, and I just had this eye-opening, illuminating moment. So
Okay.
it's an African tale, actually, African folk tale, and it's about this man who was talking with a friend of his, and the friend was in Africa. He was in a particular part of Africa, and he discovered this diamond mine. And he was so excited. Of course, he became wealthy as a result of that. And so the friend that he was speaking with had this large farm, he had a whole lot of property. And so rather than him going into his own property, he went out to all of the coast of Africa, far and near, searching for these diamond mines, right? He didn't tend his own farm. He didn't tend the grass. He didn't make sure everything was kept up. He went out in search of finding what his friend found. Long story short, he never found it. He throws himself in the river and he drowns.
Mm.
Now, the story doesn't stop there. Another person buys this farm, this home that he lived in, and was tending the yard one day and looked out just at the edge, at the back of the property, and he saw these shiny pieces. He was wondering what was going on. Lo and behold, they're diamonds right in this man's own backyard. But he went
Wow.
out looking somewhere else for what he already had. And now
Wow.
someone else has the opportunity to take advantage of that because he squandered it.
Mm-hmm.
So that when I heard that, that resonated with me, because I was looking for, to generate wealth from other areas. Everyone's got, some kind of side hustle that they're doing. Well, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people have a side hustle, and I would, say, well, let me do this and let me do that and all these different things. And then I would come back to the core, and those things did not bring me fulfillment, because that's not what I was supposed to do. What was inside me, what was in my own backyard all that time, was writing, was books, was publishing, marketing, all those different things. And when I decided to be clear on my purpose and clear on what I really wanted to manifest, and decided to use those diamonds that were in my own backyard, amazing things happened. Yeah, amazing things.
Mm. But what do you say to the person that says, I've wasted so much time serving somebody else or trying to make somebody else's dream,
Okay.
but now that I look in my backyard, it looks like, oh my God, my backyard is so overgrown, or my backyard doesn't possess what the backyard I just left. What do you say to that person tonight?
I got you. To that person, I would say it is never too late for you to do what you were meant to do. Now, of course, it's wonderful for you to, get that early on and then just go and move with it, but it doesn't happen like that for everyone. If you take, there's several celebrities that we can think of who did not really make it until they were much older in their years. Vera Wang is one of them. But she didn't start, as Vera Wang at 25. It didn't happen until way later on in her life. But here's another thing I would say. That person has spent a lot of time tending someone else's garden. You know how we have the term, where we use the term, the grass is always greener on the other side?
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, oh, no, that's not true. I believe that is true. The grass is greener because it's tended better. The
Ooh.
grass is cut more frequently. The hedges are trimmed more frequently. Somebody takes time in a lot of situations. We are the people who take time to tend someone else's garden. Okay, so yeah, it is going to be greener, but that's okay. I'm not saying leave your 9 to 5. I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely not saying leave your bread and butter, but cultivate in your mind that this is not my end. This is not where I stop. This is where I begin. So go ahead and tend that field, but map out a plan for yourself so you can tend your own garden so that your grass can be green or greener than the other grass. It's never too late. Never too late.
Never too late. Never too late.
No, no.
I just want to ask you this, if you don't mind. What was the impetus for you to write this book?
Well, pretty much exactly what I was telling you not too long ago. The fact that I tried so many different things, and
Mm.
I hit a place at my job. I loved what I did. I was working at a technical college, and I was working with students. I love working with students. I had no issue with the task at all, but I wanted a promotion. I wanted to move up, and I felt like I hit a glass ceiling. In order for me to be promoted, I was going to need to go back and get another master's degree.
Okay.
And what I was thinking was, okay, that's just more debt. You know, so you want me to go get more student loans so you can give me more money so I can pay the money to the student loan people. It
No.
wasn't adding up to me. So I, tried several times, and I just kept hitting that brick wall. And then after that, let me tell you, I tried some everything. I have sold Avon. I have sold Mary Kay. I have sold paparazzi. Listen, you name it. Because I was searching for something. I was searching for my niche market, I was searching for something, and I was looking just like this farmer. I'm looking in all of these other backyards, and my diamonds are sitting right there. And it took being frustrated on my job to push me into the place where I sat down to discover what I was really supposed to be doing. And that's not to say, that I quit that job, because I did not. But I found a way to manage my time so that I could work on my diamonds, and that could take care, the other things. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
feeling frustrated sent me to that mode of discovery, or that journey of discovery. And then hearing the CD that I was telling you about, it's called Acres of Diamonds. And that's the story of the African farmer. It's actually, Acres of Diamonds is actually a series of lectures that Russell Cromwell gave. And within that series is the story about the African farmer. And a friend of mine by the name of Dr. Wayne Holmes, I'll never forget this, because we were co-workers. And he gave me the CD. He said, listen, he always called me Powell. He said, Powell, you got to listen to this. You got to hear this CD. And I listened to it, and as soon as I heard it, I couldn't even listen to the entire thing. I turned it off. I had it. I knew it. That is what spoke to me. That's what resonated to me. And then as soon as I was done with that, I started writing diamonds. And here we are.
Here we are. And while all this is going on, you're still a single parent, a mother of a beautiful child. And
Yes.
I want to ask you this. I was thinking about this. How are you using your diamonds and cultivating your diamonds while you are indeed a single parent?
Okay, that's a very good question. It is certainly not easy. Now, let me tell you this: the book "Diamonds in My Own Backyard" was originally written several years ago, about around 2012. I released it around 2012, and then the version that we have today is the second edition, and this one was released the latter part of between the latter part of last year, first part of this year, I believe. But here's the thing. One of the reasons why I wanted to have a new edition is because there is a chapter specifically dedicated to cultivating your diamond as a single parent. Because it's totally different. Totally different. There are people, in no disrespect to them whatsoever, But when you have a another person in the house, your spouse who you can balance with, that you're taking this task, the spouse is taking that task, and you've got time to kind of steal away.
Mm-hmm.
You can work on a couple things a little bit more, but it's
Sure.
totally different when you're a single parent. And not to say though, a married entrepreneur does not have challenges. Definitely not to say that at all. But a single entrepreneur is going to have a different type of challenge, and sometimes more challenges, because
Sure.
you've got to learn how to balance the empire that you're building and the child or children that you're building the empire for. And you have to make sure that you don't allow the empire to become more important than the children that you're building it for. So
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like that time management is serious, and that's the focus of Diamonds in My Own Backyard. It is entrepreneurship and service to your community. Because again, I'm definitely not against the 9 to 5. I have one, but the freedom, the real financial freedom that we desire, is in entrepreneurship, because there is no ceiling. The only limitation that you have is the one that you set. You can have as many clients as you want. You can write as many books as you want. You set the tone there. But again, as a single parent, you got to, do a bit of juggling. And one of the things I do at times, I let my son know exactly what's going on. And I'm clear about it. He's into dinosaurs and he wants to tell me about the Stegosaurus and the Triceratops and all of that. And I need to send this email, or I need to work on some editing or, publishing or formatting or something like that. And so I sit him down and we talk, and I said, listen, do you want mommy to buy you some more dinosaurs? Do you want to make sure that you have some food in there to eat? You got your yogurt covered raisins and the things that you like to eat in the refrigerator? I got to make sure I finish this right now. And as soon as I'm finished, you can tell me all about the dinosaurs, the Triceratops, the Stegosaurus, the T-Rex, all of them. We'll sit down and watch a movie. But, that kind of lets him know. It's not easy, but that kind of lets him know, okay, she's not shutting me out. But this is something that needs to be done for our welfare.
For our welfare, yeah.
Forward mobility, right. I could sit and we could talk about dinosaurs all day, but there are things that need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's definitely not easy, but managing, time management is key with that. And then time blocking works also. That's something that we do. My son and I, we will put the timer on, and I'll say, all right, give me an hour to tackle a few tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And when that hour is done, you pick what we're going to do. We can watch a movie. We can play soccer outside. We can play frisbee outside. You let me know what you want to do, but I need this hour.
Sure.
And he's good. So, you got to find what works for you. You definitely got and I am very, very fortunate to have a wonderful support system. His godparents are amazing. My mom is amazing, and so I have help. We're a wonderful. We've got a wonderful support system with my family, but there are times when it's just the two of us, So
sure.
Yeah, we just have to work it out, but it will work. If you work it, it will work for you. You just gotta, meander through there. But that particular chapter was added. I wanted to be sure that I added that chapter because it is not easy to build your empire, to be an entrepreneur, and to be a single parent, whether you're male or female. It is a feat, but it is not an insurmountable feat. So you can do it.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the single parents, all the single parents building entrepreneurial empires. Keep going. Keep going. Striving. You don't have to struggle. Struggle is not for the believer. We don't have to say that we are struggling. We are improving. We are, getting better. We are not struggling. We don't have to say that.
We're becoming more efficient.
There we are. We are becoming
our efficiency rating is improving.
Yes, that's it. I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, quickly, Natarielle, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I want to talk to you about diamond mathematics.
Yeah.
Diamond
Okay.
mathematics. We'll be right back.
Okay.
As a pastor, part of my job is to be there for families through some of the toughest times in their lives. I've counseled people through devastating health crises as they've lost jobs and livelihoods, and in recent months, loved ones to violence and disease that could have and should have been prevented. All too often, these are people whom government has forgotten or for whom it was never there in the first place. I'm Raphael Warnock, and I'll always work for you. That's why I approve this message.
We are back. And we are so happy to be back here on this evening with our author of the evening, Miss Natarielle Powell, who has been talking to us about these diamonds that we all possess. And boy, am I so happy that you have taken this time to chat with us. And before the break, I told you I want to talk about what I saw in this book that was really riveting. Diamond mathematics.
Yes.
In that section, you say, let go of the fear that has held you back for so long, and make a conscious decision to shine.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That is it. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Too quick.
Go.
That's one of my favorite quotes from the book, simply because fear is a real it's a real idea. I don't want to say thing, but it is real. Fear is real. And it is extremely important to allow your faith to override your fear. And a lot of people will say, well, you have faith, you shouldn't be fearful. But most people who have dealt with fear can tell you that faith and fear can live at the same time. You can have a little bit of faith and you can have a little bit of fear, or you can have a lot of faith and a lot of fear. It can live in the same place at the same time, but you have to make a conscious decision to decide which one is going to be greater than the other one.
You know what? I know you're not trying to be theological, but you are spot on. And so many people say, no, faith and fear can't exist at the same time. They have obviously never read the story of Abraham.
Yes. And let me tell you now, and then there's another story, and I know this, but you opened the door, so I'm going to walk on in the door. But there's another scripture, the scripture of, don't ask me where it is, but there's a scripture that where the gentleman's daughter, is it the daughter? I believe it's the gentleman's daughter, needs to be healed. And he says, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief.
Yeah.
That's it right there. He's got belief, but he still has a bit of fear. And he's acknowledging the fact that, listen, I'm dealing with a situation right now, and I know that one needs to be greater, but I'm acknowledging that they're both living inside of me in my psyche right now. And I
know who you are, Jesus, but I know what I'm dealing with a sick daughter.
There you go. That's it. And that fear creeps in, and we shouldn't feel bad for that. But in that moment, at that time where we feel like we do have faith, but we are still fearful, that's the time that we have to make the conscious decision to shine. Make the conscious decision that, listen, I feel this fear. This fear is real, but I'm going to allow my faith to supersede my fear. I'm going to make sure that, because I am not really sure about this, I go back to the word, I go back to my positive affirmations, I go back to what I know has already happened, and I exercise my faith so that I can make that conscious decision to shine. All of us have been given something. There's some people who have several talents and several gifts, and there's some people who just have one. But work that one like you can't work it anymore. Whatever you can do, what you've already been gifted with, use that. Use whatever that is. Feel the fear, acknowledge the fear, and go and do it anyway. Move on.
No matter how insignificant that gift is, right?
Yeah, and then if you really think think of our gifts sometimes as insignificant, but God doesn't think of our gifts as insignificant because he is the one who gave them to us. But we feel that they're insignificant because we feel like, well, you know what? Well, I just do this. We like to put that just word in. I just do this, or I just do this, or my little this, my little that. No, it's not little in God's sight. We just see it that way. It's not just, the fact that you can.
It is.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. When you decide that, okay, I'm afraid right now, but I'm going to let my faith supersede my fear. I'm just going to do it anyway. You will be surprised with what comes from that. Because at that moment, you're building your confidence. At that very moment, you're saying, I see this, but I'm choosing to go in the opposite direction. I'm choosing to say what I know is real. And I'm choosing to say what I know is true for myself and true for my life. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's exactly what you're making, the conscious decision to shine. You're making the conscious decision to use what you have and not bury it. You know that there's another scripture, and this is in the book, and they're two different ones. It's so crazy because the scripture that we know in Matthew, I want to say 14, 15, somewhere in there, is the parable of the talents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on where it is. I don't claim to be a biblical scholar.
Sure.
That's your department, but somewhere back there.
But you do correct preachers, and I will talk about that later.
No, don't do it. Let me tell you this part.
Oh, goodness. Go ahead.
So, the parable of the talents, the different people are given the different amounts of talents, which in that particular time was a certain amount of money, and they're asked to use it and be able to present what they've done back to the master. There's another scripture over in Luke, and I know for sure that was Luke 19, the parable of the minas. And that in that particular one, everyone's given the same amount. 10 different people, they're given the same amount, and then they're told to go and use it. And so I think that's something for us to think about. Some people have one thing and they work that one thing. Some people have one thing and they get discouraged about it and they decide not to do anything with it and live below their purpose. But then you have other people who take, those several things, make them flourish and keep moving.
And lastly, don't forget the people that take their diamond and just bury it.
Yes.
Since you preaching, I'm helping you out.
No. You're the people's pastor. You got it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Listen, the graveyard is one of to me, I really believe this. The graveyard is one of the wealthiest places on earth. I really do believe it. Because there's so much untapped talent there. There's so many businesses, so many inventions that never got off the ground, that were never cultivated, that were never completed because somebody let the fear override the faith. Somebody let, what somebody else was going to say, take them off of their course, or what someone said, take them off of their course. Listen. My grandmama said, listen, people are going to talk about you when you do good.
Woo!
They're going to talk about you when you do bad. Why don't you give them something to talk about? Because if they're going to talk anyway, let me give you some items, some information for your conversation. Let me help you out. I might as well, because you're going to have a conversation anyway. If you're going to talk about my diamond, I might as well use it. I might as well make sure I don't bury that diamond. And then when the master comes back, I have nothing to show for it because I was afraid. I let my fear override my faith. Let me give you something to talk about. Let me tell you about what I did this week. You see what I'm saying? Because I cannot, and no one can dictate how someone else views them. I can't dictate how I could be the nicest person in the world. I could be kind to so many people. I could be generous and loving. And there's still someone who's going to find something to say that is negative towards me. There's nothing that I can do about that.
Nothing.
So nothing at all. So rather than focus on those insignificant things, I might as well focus on what I've been gifted to do. What I have been put here to do. What my diamonds are, discovering them, cultivating them, and polishing them so that my son knows what that looks like, so that, you know, the children in my family know, so that my goddaughter knows this is how it's supposed to be done. Let those people talk.
I love in the book too. You said it like this. You said, I took this note down. You said, God gave me this diamond and I plan on using it, right?
I'm going to use it. Yes, I am going to use it, because if I don't use it, there's somebody else's, somebody's breakthrough is attached to my diamond.
Whoa.
Somebody coming out of a bad situation is attached to my diamond. And I know it's not a, you know, conceited type of thing. Oh my, no. They're words that, I love words. They're words that I have been given to speak that are going to resonate with someone, and it's going to hit them in such a way that tomorrow is going to be different than today was. And the day after that is going to be different than it was for them a week ago this time. And that's because God gave me that diamond and I chose to make it shine and use it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Someone else's situation is always attached to what we have, because that's how God uses us. He doesn't, you know, come, of course he could if that's what he wanted to do, but he doesn't come down from the sky and say, oh, listen, this is what I want you to do and this is where I want you to go. No, he uses us to connect with each other, to encourage each other, to, you know, enlighten each other. And what you have to say, what I have to say, it's a part of his purpose. It's a part of using those diamonds that he's given us to inspire and empower the masses. That's what we're supposed to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Boy, I'm telling you, you have really, really helped so many tonight, from single parents to individuals believing that what they possessed. I know a lot of people online tonight. I'm looking from people who are come from many different walks of life, having many different skill sets.
Yeah.
And tonight, when you're talking about cultivating it and managing the time,
yes,
and setting the boundaries and parameters for improving it, but not negating other
yes,
significant areas, this has been so, boy, it's helped me discover how I need to be more efficient, right?
You've got several diamonds. You've got several diamonds, and you're using so many of them in so many ways, you know, in your family,
thank you,
in ministry, you know, with the radio show, you're using your diamonds in so many different ways. And I'm sure that is not always an easy feat, but it's one that you're consistent with, and my hat's off to you for that. Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My
I remember when it came, and people will tell you for years I was talking about doing a talk show, and I just kept pushing it off. Like, I'll wait till I get the budget. I'll wait till I have a year's worth of programming. I'll wait until I got the right lights, the right microphone. And my mentor said, boy, if you don't hurry up and get out there, you're gonna be 50 years old still talking about what you're gonna do. And I remember the day I came on, the very first time I ever streamed one iota of content, we had hundreds of people saying, hey man,
wow,
how did you pull that off? You look this, you got this, you have that. And I said, man, my diamond's still ugly. Natarielle, I ain't even shined my own diamond yet. What are they talking about? All these people making all this fuss over unpolished, But
you didn't see it. You didn't see it, but they saw it. Other people see more in us than what we sometimes see in ourselves, and they saw that finished product because you did it. You executed. You got it done. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
You are so supportive. You've been that way for 20 years. I'm not even going. I'm gonna save the story for last. But
Lord. Okay.
I want to ask you about this other piece in the book.
Okay.
This other piece, and if you're just joining us, we're on tonight with Miss Natarielle Powell. Diamonds in My Own Backyard is her book that's out on its second revision, because she is a perfectionist. She is one that will sit there and polish that diamond until it has the brightest illumination possible. And I'll tell y'all more about that in the minutes to come.
Gosh.
But I appreciate that about you. I really do.
Okay.
I really do. And you've been instrumental down there in Savannah, teaching as a professor and just helping so many. Now you're in the public school system and just really helping so many children discover. Boy, and so many know this, and I know we have a lot of teachers that watch us. One of the greatest things that you and I can accomplish is when we help a child discover. And then if we're privileged, we can help them cultivate it.
Yes, definitely.
Boy.
Definitely.
Boy.
That is one of my projects for in the near future. I've had some parents to connect with me and ask for a Diamonds edition for young people. And I'm so looking forward to that, because a lot of the authors that I work with, the youngest author that I've ever worked with, published a book for, was 7 years old. Right now, I'm working with 2 10-year-old authors. So, that to me, of course, I love all of my authors, but to me, to see the light in their eyes, that glitter when they see their books in their hands, and to know that at such young ages, they're producing, they're using their creativity. That is one of the things that drives me. So you can definitely look for a Diamonds edition for children in the near future, for young people in the near future, because as I said, it's centered around entrepreneurship. It's centered around using your gifts and talents, and it's also centered around serving the community with those gifts and talents. Not just creating wealth for yourself, but serving your community with those gifts and talents while you are in your process.
Tell you what, we're going to take one more quick break, and we're going to finish this conversation up, because I want to talk to you about this diamond dogma, right?
Okay.
Diamond dogma. So give us just a quick second. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
Sounds good.
Are you broken and wounded because of life situations? Situations that were out of your control, or maybe even some that you've even caused yourself. Nonetheless, we must learn in this life that when life gives you lemons, we must make lemonade. Introducing the Bounce Back Effect, How to Soar in the Midst of Problems by Dr. Carl M. Barnes. In this book, you will learn 5 important principles that will teach you how to soar in every situation that life throws your way. Inspirational author, powerful motivator, and leadership coach, Dr. Carl M. Barnes is changing lives across the world. As a retired commander after serving 35 years in the United States Navy, he is renowned for his powerful training and coaching of executive leaders. This book will inspire you and give you the tools you need to elevate you into your true destiny. Order your copy today. The Bounce Back Effect, How to Soar in the Midst of Problems by Dr. Carl M. Barnes. Available right now.
We're back here on Long Talk this evening with our special guest, Miss Natarielle Powell, who is a published author and one who helps so many other aspiring authors. And she's here tonight talking about her wonderful recent publication, which is on its second revision, which is Diamonds in My Own Backyard. And if you've missed the first part of this conversation, boy, I pray that you'll go back and listen to it, because there's been so much meaningful dialogue that could really impact and help you on your journey. And before the break, I told you that I wanted to talk to you about the part that really got me excited in this book. Boy, when we started talking about, let me say it again, Diamond Dogma. Dogma. And you just came out the gate swinging. And boy, I think as you helped in this publication, I believe you're going to help somebody in the next few moments when you said, and you just came out and wrote it unapologetically. You said, I speak peace to your mind, strength to your hands, and joy to your countenance. That mantra, why did you put that in the book?
Well, that mantra is one that really resonated with me, and I love dogmas or mantras, principles that you live by. I appreciate those on a regular basis because we have so much negative self-talk. I mean, it's sometimes as soon as you wake up in the morning, and a lot of times when I really sat down and did some serious self-evaluation, I realized that the negative talk or things that had been hindering me, they were not so much things that other people had said. They were the limiting beliefs that I had, the negative self-talk that I initiated based on what I thought, someone else might have thought, or based on a little bit of what someone may have said, but I created this mountain out of a molehill. And so many of us do that. And in order to overcome that, you got to feed your brain, feed your mind, feed your spirit with so much positivity that the negativity doesn't even have a space or a corner to live. And it starts early in the morning. It starts early in the morning because as soon as you get up, sometimes before you even get out of bed,
make a conscious decision.
Yes, conscious decision. Les Brown says that. I love Les Brown. He says, make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. And we've got to do that because if we start the day off the wrong way, we're going to notice it in everything that we attack that day. Every task, every situation, it's going to stem from the way that we started out the morning. So if you start out the morning saying, oh, not another Monday, or if you start out the morning saying, well, here we go again. No, I speak strength to my hands. I speak strength to my mind. I speak strength to my hands. Everything that my hand touches is going to prosper. I speak joy to my countenance, no matter what's going on. I speak power. I speak peace. Whatever it is that I need for that day, I go ahead and speak that at the start of the day to go ahead and start my day out. And it doesn't mean that crazy things won't happen. It doesn't mean that just the day is going to be perfect. That's not what it means.
Positive mantras and toxic environment share the same space.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So if what is in my mind early in the morning is, here we go, another Monday. I got to immediately, nope, this is not another Monday. This is Marvelous Monday. And I'm here and I made it. And so many people did not make it to this Marvelous Monday. Woo! And I have 24 hours to make this Monday amazing. So what am I going to do with my 24 hours?
To start this week off on the right foot.
Exactly. It all starts with your positive affirmations. It all starts with getting in your word. It all starts with being sure that you have those dogmas, those principles that you are living by, that you're saying, okay, I acknowledge that things are going to happen. I would never tell anyone that, because you start your day off on a certain note or on a high note, raising your vibrations, that things are not going to come your way that may be less than favorable. Yes, things are going to happen, but you still got to keep moving. You still have to exercise your gifts. You still have to use your diamonds, even in the midst of those things. So if you start out one way and then you don't just do it at the beginning of the day. Oh no, throughout the day, speak to yourself. Throughout the day, speak to your mind. I speak peace to my mind. I speak peace to my heart. I speak that I am forgiven. I speak that I am raising my vibrations. I am putting out what I want to receive. I am treating others the way that I want to be treated. You have to speak those things because so much power is in your tongue. We've heard people say it for so many years. Power of life and death is in the tongue, and power of life and death is in the tongue. We hear it, and it's almost become, for some people, a cliche. They don't pay attention to the words anymore. But if you actually look at that scripture, it says, and those who love it will eat the fruit thereof. I hate to go into a grammar lesson, but if you look at the word it doesn't tell you which one it's talking about. You see what I'm saying? It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they who love it will eat the fruit thereof. So whichever one you love is the one whose fruit you're going to eat. If you love death, negativity, that's the fruit that you're going to eat. If you love life and positivity, that's the fruit that you're going to eat. So what you speak out of your mouth, what the thoughts that you think All of that goes back to whether or not you're going to have a particular set of dogmas or principles that you live by, that are going to set the stage for your day, your week, your life. But that negative self-talk is so real, and it happens to everyone. No matter
Absolutely.
who you are, no matter how much money you have, where you were born, where you work, it happens. And you just have to work on overcoming it. In that moment that you hear those things, I don't know if I can do it. You know you can't do that. I don't even know why you try. They're not going to accept you. They're not going to look favorably on you. Oh my gosh, look at that zit. Oh my, do you see that? Do you see yourself? Yes, I do see myself. And what do you see? You've got to do that. And you've got to get that type of confidence that says, I acknowledge every flaw and I go anyway. I acknowledge what may be unfavorable and I allow my faith to supersede my fear, and let's go do this anyway. No day is going to be perfect. No day is going to be perfect. No situation is going to be perfect. And that's okay. It's totally okay. But the moment that I take that time to silence that negative self-talk, to silence the voices, and we all have them, silence the voices that tell me that it's not going to work. If I take that moment and say, nope, it will work. It will work. And it's going to work out better than I thought it was going to work. It just feeding your mind, feeding your brain, feeding your psyche, feeding your mental state with as much positivity as humanly possible is what will get you to your improvement, your place of empowerment, your place of betterment. Is it work? Yes, it is. I started in the middle of beginning of the day, and throughout the day, I'm doing the same thing, because things happen throughout the run of the day. You can't decide that you're just going to do something at the beginning of the day and then you're good. No. You need dogmas, you need principles, you need mantras, you need positive affirmations, you need your word. You need to be sure that you have something that you can say, something that you have memorized.
Meditation.
So, yes, meditation. That is my time. I've been doing like 20 minutes a day. I close my door. My son is knocking on the door. I'm like, listen, this is my 20 minutes. Give me this time. I turn the light off. That is my time to meditate, to make sure I am aligned with myself, because that is a part of my self-care. You know, that's a part of making sure that I am present with myself so I can be present for him. You know what I mean? That's important.
Natarielle, how many times you heard people in their anger or in their split decision, child, I'm about to lose my mind, right?
Yep.
I can't take no more.
Yeah.
I've had it up to here.
Yeah.
Is that because they have not meditated on the goodness of the Lord, or meditated on the wonderful principles that God has given that let you know that nothing that has come unto you is not uncommon unto man, or that you are sent to help even when it appears that help is not wanted or help is not appreciated? Yes. And when you have meditated on this, and when you have repeated this and said this over and over again to yourself, and when you've declared this at your uprising and at the setting of your feet at night when you go to bed, Bible says again, and I hate to be the preacher tonight, but when you've taught your children what it says in the Old Testament, when they get up in the morning, when they take their breakfast at high noon, and even you tucking them in at night, I'll never forget. A well-known mega preacher told me, I'm wanted all over this country to preach. Because he flew me to his town on a private jet. I'll never forget it. And he said, that same jet I flew you in, I could be in that jet every single night, anywhere in this country and around the world for that matter. He said, but I made my children a promise. As long as they sleep up under my roof, I'm going to tuck them in at night. And I'm going to speak the word of the Lord over their life. And I'm going to help them ease through whatever difficulty they had in the day. And that's why I have made sure that I'm not in high demand like he is and was at that time, but I make sure that I try my very best to be at home every single night. And if I can't be at home, I'm going to utilize my cell phone to use one of these video platforms so I can have my wife make sure that she puts it in front of my sons. Because, you know, sometimes we as preachers, we like to hang out late at night in restaurants talking and laughing and stuff. But I got kids at home.
Yes.
I got to make sure that those children are in bed. Because nothing
Yes.
like when dad's home to you know, lay the rod down and so forth. But enough about that. Natarielle, I enjoy our dialogue. But before we go, I want to ask you this.
Yes.
I got to ask you this for the interest of time. What do you want readers to glean?
Okay.
What? And I wrote it like this. What's the real takeaway? What do you want readers to glean
Gotcha.
from reading this book, Diamonds in Our Own Backyard?
Okay. I want them to be sure that they take away the fact that, first of all, they have at least one diamond. We all have at least one. Some of us have several. Some of us have just one.
Oh, my goodness. Right. Oh, here's a mantra. Everybody
Yes.
who's watching this, if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, write in the comments, I have a diamond.
Yes. Yes.
I have a diamond. Come on. I don't
Yes,
need you to
you
be
do.
silent. I don't need you to just be post hustling. I need you to write this. I need you to write it. If you're watching this, Facebook, YouTube, I don't know where else. If you're on a watch party, however you're seeing this, write in the comments right now. I am a diamond. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's true. That's the first thing, because so many people feel like they don't have anything to give. They go to work, they come home, they, you know, care for their families, but they don't have anything else, anything extra to give. And the first thing I want them to know is you do have something. You do have an innate gift or talent that you have been given specifically to shine, to cultivate, to polish. So you do have something. The second thing is you have to cultivate it and you have to polish it. You have to make sure that you work with your diamond. You can't just let it sit there. If you are whatever area you are gifted in, you have to polish that. You have to work on it. A lot of people, you know, what is it? Trend, I guess I would say now. The trend now is manifesting things. And I have nothing against manifesting. I do believe that there is power in manifestation. However, you still got to do the work. I can sit down and meditate and say that I'm manifesting my book. But if I don't sit down and write what I thought about, that I wasted my time. You have to.
I got to cultivate the diamond, not just look at it.
Yes, not just think about it. You know,
Yeah.
not just talk about it. You got to put some work and execution to what it is you want to do. Whatever it is that you're gifted in, you got to sit down and do the work. Whatever that is, you've got to cultivate it. You've got to polish it. When you cultivate, you're doing the work. When you polish it, you are getting the additional items that you need. It may be more education. It doesn't have to be going to school, but that could very well be, you know, you reading and researching more on how to improve what you're doing. You know, we have so many resources with the internet, with courses, with, you know, Teachable, Skillshare, all these different platforms where you can take a course that doesn't have to be, you know, at a brick and mortar college or technical school, where you can learn more about your craft. You got to learn more about your craft. That's your polishing process, you know, making sure that you're presenting your diamond in the way that it should be presented. So I definitely want them to take away that the fact that they have diamond. You definitely have it. You may not know what it is right now. You may not be able to identify it, but if you get this book, you can.
And take the time to discover within. Discover it.
Yes. Take the time to discover within. Take the time to cultivate. Do the work. So many people. I have so many people. You'll be surprised. Maybe you know, walk up to me or DM or inbox. But I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's get to work. We got to write. It doesn't just manifest itself. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. You have to work on it. You have to cultivate it. And after you've cultivated it, you have to polish it. So those are the main things that I want the reader to glean from the book. Definitely discover that you do have it. definitely cultivate what you have, and then
Mm-hmm.
polish what you have as well, so that you can make sure it grows. And Pastor Long was talking about the diamond math. You may need to add to it. You may need to take something away. You may need to multiply it in a different way. There are different ways that you can polish. And so, the book goes, I don't want to get too much out. The book goes into detail about all of that. And also, for single parents, for people who feel like they don't have any support, they don't have family, whatever your hiccup is, whatever you may feel is hindering you from moving forward. I read a quote on Instagram a little while ago, and it said that someone else took the same situation that you're dealing with and they won with it.
Woo.
And that thing hit me. It really hit me, because so many times we like to look at what we don't have, what's going on around us. Our environment may not be favorable, all these different things. Nobody did this to me. Nobody supported me. Okay, that's fine. All right. So when you're
my
done
family
with that,
didn't support me. My friends walked away. Yeah.
See, that's one I can't say, because my family supports me, so I can't sign on with that one. But there's so many people who say that they don't support me. They don't do this. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, well, they didn't support you. Now what you gonna do? What are you going to do now? Listen, my hood came out, Pastor Long.
What you gonna do now? And
what are you going to do? What are you've got to, as an adult, especially as an adult, we have to identify and realize that we may not have been set up certain ways that we would have liked to have been set up. You may not have had, some of the things that you thought you wanted or needed. And that could be anything. It doesn't have to be money. It could be support. It could be affection, love, whatever it is. But as an adult, as an adult who wants to be gainfully employed, as an adult who wants to build an empire, okay, acknowledge that, and now move forward. What are you going to do? And again, it's not an easy process. I'm not saying, these things just, appear out of thin air. But what I am saying is it's important to know that we have the opportunity and we have the power in our mouths, in our actions, to change our situations. We have the power to use the diamonds that we've been given to provide financial freedom for ourselves and positive social change for our communities and the legacy of people that we're leaving behind. We have this power. But when I'm talking about what I don't have and who didn't do this for me and why they didn't do that and what this other person has, I'm not using my power. I'm using pity. I want somebody to pity me. I want somebody to, rub my back because this didn't happen. Okay, that's fine. Listen.
Or as a child, I want somebody to change it for me.
Yes. You can't change that. Make a conscious, deliberate, and determined decision that you're going to get whatever you didn't have. Nobody set you up to understand how to use money. Okay, go learn it. Learn that skill. There's so many resources on the internet so you can learn that skill. Find a mentor who can work with you so that you can get to a better place of clarity and a place of improvement. Don't just stick in the situation that you're in, stay in that place and say, I did my shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I didn't have, and I don't have, and all this other stuff. Change it, because you have the power to change your situation. If you make a conscious, deliberate, determined decision today that you're going to use your diamond, you've discovered it, or if you haven't discovered it, you're going to discover it, you're going to cultivate it, you're going to polish it. In 6 months, your life could be totally different. And I'm not talking about your surroundings. I'm not talking about you can have a mansion and all of that. I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. Your mindset is going to be totally different. You're going to go into a growth mindset. And so that growth mindset is going to change everything around you. In 6 months, your environment may be the same, but you're going to be a totally different person in that environment. And if you don't like the environment, change it. Change it. If you don't like it, change it. If you don't like where you are, change it. If you don't like what's going on, if you don't like the fact that it seems like the other grass is greener, you take care of your grass. Self-care, positive affirmation, whatever it is. Get in your word, follow your faith, pray, fast, whatever you need to do. Take time to execute and use your diamond. Because if you don't, the same goal and the same progress that you could have had in 6 months, you're going to see a decline. Because 6 months from now, you're going to say, Well, you know, COVID happened. Well, you know, this happened. Well, you know, I didn't do this. Well, you know, that didn't work. This didn't work. No, there are people who are manifesting and who are becoming multimillionaires, even in the midst of COVID. There are people who are opening business. All you have to do is just go and look around you. Look, drive through your neighborhood. Buildings are still being built. Hotels, restaurants, there is still building going on around you. There can be building going on inside of you too. But you have to make an effort to execute, to use what you've been given and not just talk about it. Execute it. All right, I'm saying one more thing. Listen, I don't know if you were planning to share this, Pastor Long, but I'd love for you all to follow me on Instagram. I've got 2 Instagram pages. The first one is Natarielle, the book doctor, and the second one is Diamonds in My Own Backyard. Just like the book, Diamonds in My Own Backyard.
Correct.
Natarielle, the book doctor. Follow me to get some more information. If you need to know how to do these things, I'm more than happy to assist. Now, not with the pity party, but with serious, focused, determined action and execution. I'd love to help you. And if you would like to get a copy of the book, if you go to the Diamonds in My Own Backyard Instagram page, there's a link in the bio. You just click that, takes you straight to the purchase page. But what I really want you to do, whether you purchase it or not, that's not my main focus. I really do want you to take away from this conversation the fact that when you really decide to use your diamonds, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop you. All right, I'm done.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. You have helped me tonight, Natarielle. Boy, the diamonds that we've been given.
Yeah.
It's our job to cultivate them.
It is. It really is.
It's our job to manage them. And you have done a magnificent job tonight in helping all of our viewers and listeners to know that we do possess innate qualities, giftings, skill sets, insights, abilities that nobody else has, and nobody else can do them like we do them.
Exactly.
And I'm grateful for you bringing that and shedding light on this matter.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Friends, tonight I am just happy. I'm just grateful for this conversation and this time. It's been just one meaningful long talk that will go down in history as a conversation that changed the lives of so many. The whole reason why we do Long Talk is to provide meaningful dialogue and to provide encouragement and enrichment for so many that watch that are going through some of life's most difficult challenges. For so many that write to us in direct messages and send us messages and text messages and communicate with us, they're always saying, how can I? Everything is not working. Nobody is supporting. I don't have the money to. But tonight you heard that it's your diamond. It's your skill set. It's your talent. It's why you have been placed on the planet to do something, to impact something, to give something, to assist with something, to help and to aid someone perhaps that has never even discovered their diamond. Natarielle said it like this, and you'll never hear an author say this. She said, whether or not you buy my book or not, I want you to realize you've got a talent, and I want to help you. And tonight, I pray that while this long talk has really expanded your mindset and your focus, I pray that you, and it's my sincere desire, that you will discover that talent that you have. I know that we're in a pandemic, we're in a crisis, we're in civil unrest, And a lot of toxicity is present, a lot of fear. What's going to happen on election day? What's going to happen right after? And who's going to be in office? And what happens if that Senate seat doesn't work and that congressman isn't elected? And what if my candidate doesn't get elected? And what if a civil war happens or civil unrest just implodes or explodes rather? Hey, I don't have time to focus and worry about all of the what ifs. I have a diamond and I must cultivate it. So I'm going to meditate. I'm going to manage my time. I'm not going to just be carefree, lackadaisical. I'm not going to be extemporaneous, just flying by the seat of my pants any longer. Tonight, I'm making a conscious decision. Long Talk audience, I'm talking to you right now. You need, and I will promise that we all must make a conscious decision that our diamonds are significant and important. And it's time that we take the time to recognize it and utilize it. All right? Listen, Thursday night, I want you to come back. Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My special guest will be Miss Frankie Dumas Harrison. She's going to be talking about returning to innocence. You don't want to miss this conversation. It's going to be another meaningful dialogue. So please join us on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. for another wonderful Long Talk. I appreciate you watching, and I'm so thankful that you took the time to participate in this Long Talk. I'll see you on Thursday. God bless.
Follow us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to Long Talk.